Hey, what's up? Kalen here. In this video, I wanted to talk about lessons learned from live streaming daily. I got a question from my buddy Mike on Twitter and wanted to respond here. So I think this is the first day in like maybe 2 months or so that I haven't done a live stream interview. And I've been doing them for, I guess, I want to say maybe 40 business days or something like that, about 2 months. And he said he was interested in like some of the results or lessons learned. So I thought I'd share some of that. And the reason why I'm not doing one today, basically, I have a few lined up for this week. And but I was really pushing to do them every single day. Just I don't know, just kind of as an arbitrary goal to kind of have a certain amount of frequency. Um, and that was good, but I think I just got to the point where I was like kind of done with that, and and so wanted to just if they come up, I think my approach now is like if it comes up, like if there's somebody I think, oh, this would be a cool topic to talk about, or somebody reaches out to me, or something pops up that seems like particularly interesting, I think I'll go on that, as opposed to just sort of trying to do it daily, kind of for the sake of doing it daily. And so I think that as far as results go, I picked up a couple hundred subscribers on YouTube in the past couple months, and people have definitely seen a lot of the videos. Um, and I've gotten, it's been kind of neat. I've had some people reach out like for about speaking gigs and things like that, most of which I turned down, but because of the videos. But I'm not sure whether that was related to the individual videos that I do or the interviews. So it's not sort of clear to me what the what the like the ROI or the what the results were of actually doing the interviews specifically. In some ways, I think the individual videos are maybe a little more bang for your buck because they're more concise, they're shorter, and things like that. So, but I think there's definitely like a relationship building component to it, So doing that interview, and I learned a bunch of stuff too, like just talking to people, getting to ask questions and things like that, being nosy. I definitely learned a lot, which was cool. For example, I did an interview with some guys on NetSuite, which is something that I didn't know a lot about, and just was able to ask a bunch of questions to people that knew a lot about that, and learned a lot. So that was cool. I've done some interviews with agency owners and just asked them questions about how they operate and things like that, and have learned about different ways that agencies do things and seen some patterns there and stuff like that. So I think I definitely learned, and there's definitely a relationship building component to it. And the views, that's it can be hard when you're starting something out and the view counts are not as high as you want them to be, and they've grown and stuff like that, which has been cool. But that can be you can be easily discouraged from seeing those low view counts. It is almost easier, I think, back to when we started the podcast, the audio podcast. It's almost easier not seeing all those numbers because you don't get distracted by them, and they're kind of meaningless in a way because it's more about, are you learning from the content? You're like, are you learning from the interviews you're doing? Are you learning? Are you engaged in those conversations? If so, that's a positive. And are you putting out content that you feel is useful? Like if so, the numbers are always going to increase over time if you stick with it. So in a way, it can be distracting and discouraging to focus on the numbers. Um, so yeah, and so then I think my biggest takeaway is what I'm doing now is to just focus more on the content or the conversations that are really of interest. I think that if you can really enjoy yourself in the process of making content, then I think it's going to be much easier to stick with it, and people can kind of tell that you're enjoying yourself, and you'll stick with it, and I think if you stick with anything for long enough, like it's gonna work out well. But another one of the benefits of doing it daily is just being able to iterate quickly. So like if you do something weekly, you can't iterate as quickly on things as daily. So just getting a little better at interviewing people, getting a little more comfortable with that, even just little things like iterating on the backdrop, video backdrop, and things like that happen a little quickly when you're doing it daily. So yeah, those are some of the things I learned, some of the results, lessons, takeaways. Hope that's helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the comment box. And thanks for watching.